MMA Rants and Raves, UFC 120, Yoshihiro Akiyama versus Micheal Bisbing. Guys, let's talk about this fight. You have Akiyama coming off a really tough loss against a guy like Chris Lieben. And, you know, he was, in some people's eyes, ahead in that fight. It was really close. And then you just have Lieben coming off this incredible submission. It was just a really exciting fight. Both fighters just looked great. It was just an exciting fight and also a really good card. See, he's coming from that loss. He's trying to come back and taking on Bisbing. He's coming off an impressive win against Dan Miller. And he lost the fight also, which was close, against Silva. It was just a last push by Silva to just get the judges to get that decision. Also a close fight, really good fight between Silva and Bisbing. Silva got the victory. And now, like I said, coming off the win against Dan Miller. So you have, it's interesting because generally you have guys coming off a win facing another guy with a win. So I guess sometimes if you can put together a good fight, it doesn't really matter, especially if the fights were close. So in this situation, you know, you have Bisbing going up against Akiyama. Now, here's the deal as far as this fight. Bisbing seems to be getting even better. I mean, I was impressed with his performance against Miller because he forced Miller in a position he didn't want to be. He forced him in a stand-up war. And Bisbing is just too skilled of a striker. He's quick. He's got good cardio. So he did really well against Miller. Miller couldn't get Bisbing down, and that's really impressive. I mean, here's a guy, you know, he's a British fighter, and British fighters have been criticized about their takedown defense and their takedown, so he looked really good as far as forcing the fight to stand up, and he has good striking and got an impressive win by decision. Now, keep in mind he also defeated Chris Lieben, and you have Akiyama coming off a loss to Lieben. Now, I know you can't always do the math like that, but I saw the Lieben fight. You could just see that Bisbing is just a really good striker. He's very talented. You know, he's not going to come in and just brawl mindlessly. He is a really talented striker. He creates good distance. He has good footwork. He's talented, and of course he has the takedown defense. Now, as far as Akiyama, I see Akiyama as being a more well-rounded fighter. I mean, he's got a lot of submission wins. He's fought monsters in his career. He's only been knocked out once, and he fought a guy who was 265 pounds. You know, in the international countries, they have different rules about making weight. You can put on any freak show you want. So, you know, you really can't blame him for that loss. It was also years ago. So he's a really tough fighter, a lot of experience. He's got wins against really good fighters, such as Alan Belcher. You know, he fought a war with Lieben too, so he's really good and has a really good chance in this fight. Now, what's really making my decision here, as far as who I think might take the fight, is based on what I saw in the Bisbing and Miller fight. Bisbing just was really impressive with the takedown defense, and I think if he could force this fight to its feet, he can possibly take this fight by decision against Akiyama. And I think that's what Bisbing's plan is. I think he's going to try to force this fight to stand up. If he can prevent Akiyama from taking him down, then he can possibly win this fight by decision. I'm going to make a prediction in this fight. I'm going to go with Bisbing by decision. I'd like to know what you think about this fight and the UFC 120 card. Please leave your comments below the video, rate this video, and subscribe. And thank you for tuning in.